These protesters may be loosely organized and not exactly sure what they want to say using their bullhorn, but one message coming in clear: they want the drug czar to go away and marijuana legalized. There were people living here illegally, but they were evicted early this morning by King County SWAT team. Now, some people say this was home to Occupy Seattle protesters, but neighbors are definitely happy to see the people gone and the place boarded up. United Airlines CEO says the 787 Dreamliner is a game changer in the aviation industry. The investigation then moved from the apartment complex here to this alleyway, where investigators say they may have found possible evidence.
KIRO 7 Eyewitness News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Whitney Waters. In Japan, workers have discovered new pools of radioactive water leaking from its crippled nuclear complex. Alicia Buckholtz can't believe what happened to her.
Well, I was in shock.
A young woman in a minivan slammed into Buckholtz on 236th Street in Arlington and kept going.
I was in shock how hard the impact was that she took off like that because her front end was smashed up so badly.
Even though her car was smashed, the woman kept going on 236th West until she got to this on-ramp. Then she headed south on I-5, but didn't get far. State Patrol spokesman Keith Leary tells KIRO 7 that's when the minivan pulled over on the side of I-5.
Why she pulled over to the side of the freeway, most likely due to vehicle damage.
Buckholtz says she decided to follow the van in hopes of getting insurance information, but the woman wouldn't cooperate.
Wanted to pay us money to give her a ride, and then cussed at us because we wouldn't give her a ride. It was very, very odd.
Soon after, that hit-and-run driver became a victim herself, except she didn't survive.
We had a report of a collision up in the Arlington area. Once the troopers got to the scene, at least our first scene that we had, we found a pedestrian in the roadway. Medics are working on her, and ultimately she died as a result of her injuries.
State troopers say this Toyota Celica struck the woman while she attempted to walk across I-5. She's identified as Tara R. Olson. The driver was not injured. Seattle Fire Department is investigating this arson, which happened around 3:30 a.m. at this precinct here in Seattle. Accelerants were used, which damaged this awning, creating a huge hole. Also left some black marks here on the door. This fire comes just hours after explosive protests downtown, but investigators are still unsure if there's any connection. This police drop-in center may be there to help the locals, but after being vandalized numerous times, some have a different outlook towards the substation.
Drop-in center, no, it caused more problems than it's done good.
Earl Lancaster works right next door and is used to seeing the building defaced, often with graffiti and windows smashed in.
But if my business burnt down, I can't cut hair, and I definitely will feel the effects.
Early that morning, someone used an accelerant to start a fire in front of the building.
No drugs here, no police, no brains, police.
Hours before, angry protesters marched through downtown Seattle, frustrated with the Seattle Police Department. However, investigators can't say if the two are related.
Fighting violence when violence is not the answer.
Aleo Etherly believes the protesters have a right to be mad, but says
you cannot put fuel on the fire, because you put fuel on the fire, it's going to continue to burn and get higher and higher.
Even though neighborhood residents were rattled about the arson, some sympathize with the protesters' movement as well.
I think it crosses the line for sure, but I feel for the Native people.
While the damage here may be minimal, Seattle police are taking this very seriously. They're urging anyone who knows anything to give them a call. In Seattle, Whitney Waters, KIRO 7 Eyewitness News.